All right. Join us on the program right now, Evan Knappen, Second Amendment attorney in New Hampshire and New Jersey. How you doing tonight, Evan?
Hey, great. How you doing, Cam?
I am good. I'm very good.
Good.
You had a very interesting piece today about Carolyn McCarthy's proposed magazine ban. As you point out, there is a problem here. At least I think most people would consider it to be a problem. Maybe Representative McCarthy views it as another feature of the legislation. But it would turn widows into felons, or at least has the ability to do that.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, and rightly so, a lot of folks have focused on just how stupid a magazine ban is, generally speaking.
Yeah.
And I understand there's been a lot of great commentary explaining just why that is. But I took a little different approach after, reading the bill thoroughly and saw that there's actually another part to it that's just as stupid, if not more stupid.
Well, you're right. There is the ideological stupidity of this,
right,
as a general proposal, but then the devil's in the details.
Absolutely,
and there are a lot of devils here.
I guess in their zest to dance in the blood of the victims, and never miss a good, tragedy, they wrote this quickly, and it may have been intentional. Who knows? But the fact is that it's structured so that unlike the 1994 ban on magazines, in which all existing magazines were, as the word is, grandfathered, so that they could be freely owned, transferred, bought, sold, etc., but no new production over 10 rounds. They decided to add this little tweak to this new proposal that makes it impossible to transfer any magazine that you may currently own. So if the bill were to become law, you would be able to keep whatever magazines you have. However, you could not transfer them to any other party or person, and there's no way for you to even get rid of them yourself if you wanted to. And then, upon your death, your heirs are stuck with them. It's illegal for them to possess them or inherit them, and it's illegal for them to get rid of them as well. So there's no provisions made to get out of this quandary where you're immediately turned into a felon upon if you're an heir of somebody who happens to have one of these magazines, and there is no way out under the law. You can't keep it, and you can't get rid of it. And, of course, that creates a lot of problems.
Yeah. You think? Wow.
So it shows you how well thought out
and by the way,
this whole scheme is.
And the penalty for this is up to 10 years in prison.
Oh, yeah, it's a federal felony, up to 10 years in prison. And, one of the other things here is people may be thinking again of the prior magazine ban, which only applied to magazines that were for semi-automatic firearms. And, of course, that was a problem. But this new one applies to any magazine that holds over 10 rounds. So that includes lever actions, pump actions, bolt actions, you name it. If it is a magazine for a firearm and it holds over 10 rounds, it falls into this category of being stuck with you forever and creating a problem for anyone else in the future. And it also creates a problem for firearms, for guns themselves.
Not just magazines.
Right, and that's because there are many firearms in which magazines are integral to the firearm itself, particularly some of the most famous, most desirable rifles of the Western period that America loves, and that very high-quality reproductions are made today for shooters and are used in SAS events, Single Act Shooter Society, and just for hunting and for the pure enjoyment of owning some of these magnificent rifles of the past. I'm talking about guns like 1873 Winchesters and Colt Lightnings and etc. And many of these guns have magazines over 10 rounds. Well, guess what? That entire gun is now useless and that magazine would be contraband. And your heirs are not only stuck with a magazine they can't keep or get rid of, but a gun that the magazine is integral to. That now becomes worthless. And let's say you want to buy, sell, own, or trade that gun because it has that magazine that's absolutely part and parcel of the gun. You can't sell it. You can't trade it. You can't give it to your son or daughter. Forget it. It bans that too.
See, so you're telling me, Evan, I want to make sure I understand you correctly, that if you own a reproduction of a rifle that came out 150 years ago.
That's right.
An 1860 Henry lever action rifle.
That's right. If you own an 1860 Henry, the gun that you load on Sunday and shoot all week, right? And because it holds over 10 rounds, that modern reproduction of that classic, wonderful, fun, awesome gun is now criminalized.
When did progressive become code for let's ban stuff that is 150 years old?
Well, I think it shows you just how stupid the whole concept is. Magazines holding over 10 rounds, Cam, have been around for a while. And, some deranged lunatic isn't going to be affected by a magazine ban. But you know what? Tens upon tens of thousands of law-abiding American gun owners will be dramatically affected by this stupidity.
Yeah. And look, I'm sure the argument, Evan, would be, nobody is going to go after these widows. Nobody is going to be going after these heirs. If they can turn the magazines over to the police, to which I would respond, Brian Aiken.
Hey, there you go. Yeah,
no more will I accept the excuse of, well, we're going to make sure we'll take this on a case-by-case basis. Good people aren't going to get hurt by this. I will never accept that when a guy who was given a 7-year prison sentence for having his firearms lawfully stored in the trunk of his car, never again will I accept the excuse that, well, it may be a legislation that you might not like and it may be overreaching, but we'll take steps to ensure that people don't get hurt.
Well, the antis love to use that argument. Well, if it just saves one life. Well, how about if it just unlawfully imprisons one person? That law shouldn't be on the books.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's going to be a lot more than one case of abuse of discretion. It will be vigorously enforced, and people will be made examples of, and anti-gun politicians that may be in power as prosecutors, etc., will take people and will make them suffer under this law. And then guess what? You and I will be talking about it on the radio and saying, this is outrageous. And we go through it. We got to stop this law. It is flawed. There's no reason to have a law this absurd and flawed. It won't have any effect except get abused at some point upon law-abiding citizens. As far as stopping crime, stopping deranged maniacs, it won't have any effect on that. It never does.
Yeah.
It's just more of the same, and we have to stay vigilant. And when you actually look at what's written, you scratch your head and go, look at this garbage that they're putting out and trying to make law, and the full effect of it, has to get recognized. So, that's why I wrote that piece to show it goes even deeper than extended mags for Glocks. I mean, which are fine, and I own extended mags for Glocks. I like extended mags for Glocks, actually. But, goes way further than that.
Well, Evan, again, I'm glad you could join us on the program tonight, sir, and look forward to talking to you again very soon.
My pleasure, Cam. Thank you.